Hey guys, Chris from Adapt Tuition here, and in this video, I'm going to show you the solution for question 2 from the May 2023 POA Paper 2. If you want to see the solutions to the other questions on this paper, I'm going to put a card up there and a link in the description below. So be sure to check those out as well. And with that said, let's get into the question. Okay, so they did something a bit different this time. They gave you a cash book, which I'm putting on the screen now, and then they asked you questions about the cash book. Again, nothing is necessarily wrong with that. I just prefer if they give you a cash book to do. But interpretation is something important. All right, the first thing they ask for is state the meaning of each of the balances on 1st of April 2023. So what is the meaning of the balance brought down in the cash column? Okay, so, well, the balance brought down in the cash column is on the debit side. That simply means that there's 450 of cash at start. All right, the next thing they ask for is what is the meaning of the balance brought down in the bank column? Well, that's on the credit side. Now, cash and bank are both assets. And assets are supposed to have debit balances. So how could bank have a credit balance? That simply means it's an overdraft. We've spent more money than we've had in the bank account, which the bank allows us to do. They allow that facility, an overdraft facility, where basically they lend us money to spend, right? So long story short, it's an overdraft, which means it's a liability, and that's why there's a credit balance. Okay, now B part 1, what was discount received or allowed on the 15th of April? Okay, so I'm seeing 15th of April here, and I'm seeing this discount. Now, this is on the credit side. The credit side is where we make payments. And if there's a discount on this side where we make payments, it means we have received the discount. So that was a discount received. Now, the next thing they're asking for is state 2 reasons for a dishonored check. So dishonored checks can have multiple reasons. The first one is that there's insufficient funds in the payer's account. If they don't have enough money in their account, let's say, for example, they have $500 in their account, and the check that they gave you is for $600. So you carry the check to your bank, the bank will try to get $600 from that person's bank account, and that person's bank will say, here what, they only have $500, so we can't give you $6, sorry. So our banker will now come back to us and say, hey, take this check and go back to whoever gave it to you and tell them they don't have enough money in their account. Cool, so that's one possible reason for a dishonored check, insufficient funds. Another reason is that it could be stale dated. If somebody gives you a check and you put it down, forget about it, which I have done before, and 6 months pass, well, guess what? Your check is no longer valid. It's what we call stale dated. And another reason is that there's an error on the check. So a popular error is that on a check, you're supposed to write the amount in both words and in numbers. And if those two don't match, then there's a problem, right? They're not going to be able to give you the money because that's one of their cross-check and fail-safe features, security features, I guess you can say, right? Now, of course, there are other reasons. If you can think of any other reasons, or if you know of any other reasons why a check might be dishonored, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and we can get some knowledge being shared here, all right? Let's take a look at the next part of the question. Now it says, reasons for 2 entries on the 28th of April, 2023. Okay, 28th of April. So on the credit side, I'm seeing bank as the details and cash, money being entered under the cash column. This means that money came out of cash and went to bank. And on the 28th, right opposite on the next side, we're seeing under the bank column on the debit side, which means money is coming into bank and it's coming from cash. This is a contra entry. All right, so we're going to, for that, this is a contra entry, money being transferred between the cash account and the bank account. Long story short. Right, now part C says, calculate the percentage discount on the 12th of April, 2023. So the 12th of April. Okay, Booker Center Limited, 5,245. Now don't make the mistake of simply putting 5,000 over 245. No. The total amount that was supposed to be paid and on which discount was calculated is the sum of these two figures here. So 5,000 plus the 245 is 250. So the discount was calculated on the 250. So again, it's a simple percentage. I'm going to pull up the whole calculation. So you've seen 5,000 divided by 245 plus 5, which is 250. And of course, they multiply by 100. That gives us a simple 2% discount, right? Okay, let's take a look at C part 2. It says, suggest a reason why NILA Consultancy Services had to refund K Lima on the 29th of April. Okay, 29th of April, I'm seeing K Lima here, refund. And if you go back up on the next side, we're seeing K Lima here, right? So K Lima paid us 20,000 and we allowed 250 in discount, and we still have to send back some money. So maybe there was too much money paid. So let's see the reasons I have. The first one, overcharge or overpayment. Let's say we charged in the wrong amount or they paid us too much. That's one possible reason. Let's say the wrong goods were delivered, right? If you paid for, let's say, furniture to be delivered and it was supposed to be like a red set or whatever the case was, and they delivered a blue set, you're like, hey, what? That's not what I paid for. Send that back or give me back my money, whatever the case was. Or if goods were defective, if you ordered something off of a website and it came to you and you opened the package and it was broken or it wasn't working, well, here what? You got to get your money back, all right? So those are some possible reasons for a refund, okay? Okay, let's move on to the next part of the question. All right, so it says calculate the yearly interest that NILOC Consultancy Services would have to pay for the bank loan shown on the 10th of April 2023. Okay, the 10th of April 2023, 12% bank loan, 60. Okay, well, if it's 12%, you just multiply 12% by 60,000. That's going to give us 7,200. They know they were asking some simple CSEC maths questions in the accounts exam, but okay. And the last part, calculate the balances in the cash book from 1st of May 2023. State whether they would be debit or credit balances. So the balance brought down in the cash column on 1st of May 2023. Okay, so to find this out, again, think of your cash book as like a wallet, right? On the debit side, you have money coming in. On the credit side, you have money going out. So look, you started off with 450, you got 16,000 more. So you have 16,450, and then you transferred 14,005 of that to the bank account. So all you have to do is subtract, right? 16,450 minus the 14,500, that's going to give us 1950, right? Long story short, that's how much money you have left in the cash, right? Then the type of balance, well, that's a debit balance because you had more money on the debit side than the credit side, more money coming in than going out. So that's a debit balance. Right? And of course, the next thing they want is the balance brought down in the bank column at the start of May 2023. Right. So the process is the same. You're going to add up all of the debit items in the bank column. 20 and 60 is 80. 80 plus 245 is 325. 325 and 14, 339.5. Right? I want to jot that down. And then on this side, so 56. So you add up all of these, right? 58, 11, 8, 29, 8, 49, 8. 50, 51, 4, 51, 650. So we had a 33, no, sorry, we had a lot of money, a lot more on this side than on this side. So we have, again, we have more money coming in than going out. This 245 was a big help. All right. So you just find the difference, and that's going to be 297, 850. And that is, of course, a debit balance because we had more money coming in on the debit side than we had going out on the credit side. Okay, we just have a part D to this question. Let me pull it up. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, so part D says complete the following accounts in the books of NILOC Consultancy Services for the month of April 2023 using the information in the cash book on page 8. Close each account at the end of the month. Okay, so close means balance off. Now it says K Lima, so they give us a T account here, which I'm going to recreate, but it means we're going to go up to the cash book and pull the information relevant to K Lima's account. But first things first, let's pull up my little version down here and let's put in the balance in K Lima's account. So it's a debit balance, which implies K Lima owes us money. Now let me pull back up the cash book. Okay, so let's take a look for all of the information for K Lima. So first of all, K Lima paid us on the 4th. So it's a debit in the cash book, which means it's going to be a credit in K Lima's account. So there's two credits happening here. One is the actual amount of money paid, the 20,000, and two is the discount out of 250. So don't forget that, right? There were two items going on there. And then on the credit side, we have the refund of 1,600 to K Lima. So that's on the credit side in the cash book, so it has to be on the debit side in the K Lima account, right? So we have that going on here. Okay, cool. Right. So now we have to balance off the T account. So if we add up everything on the debit side, we get 57,006. So this side is only like 20,250. So of course, you find the difference. 57,006 minus 20,250. That's going to give us the balance carried down, which is 37,350. And when you add it to the 20,250, you get the same 57,600, and you bring your balance down. Good to go. Okay, let's take a look at the very last part here now. Okay, so the last thing they want us to do is draw the discount allowed account. So we have a little version down here. I did my own version. Let me go back up to the cash book. Okay, so discount allowed will be found on the debit side because we allow discount to our clients. So we have 250 and 5,000. Those will both go on the debit side, right? K Lima 250, and then we have Booker Center 5,000. Okay. Now, the balance carried on, of course, would be simply the total because there was only entries on the debit side. So the totals will balance, and of course we bring the balance down on the debit side. All right, and that's it for this question. All right, guys, so there you have it. That's the solution for question 2 from the May 2023 POA Paper 2. If you have any further questions on this item, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you when I have some time. Apart from that, guys, if you want to check out some more videos, I'm going to put some cards up here. Don't forget to subscribe and be sure to check out my website for some free POA handouts. As per usual, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.